So in this video, I'm actually going to show you how to do one of the open mouths. It will take a couple different videos simply because lips do take a little bit longer a lot of times, especially when the mouth is open, just because there is a lot of detail there to capture. So what I'm going to do is actually this profile sort of 3/4 turned one. And remember that you can definitely add other things on Google, not on Google Classroom, sorry. You can search for other tutorials and things like that will help you, because this one does start pretty far advanced. It's got all of its lines kind of already there. I'm going to start with sort of that row where the teeth go, keeping it very, very light because chances are I'm going to be erasing something. And it goes straight down. And then from here, kind of comes down as well at a slightly sharper angle. So one of the most important things, like in this area, is to just look at where the different things line up with other parts of itself. And of course, be willing to erase, because there's going to be quite a bit of erasing on the lips. So now at this point, I'm going to adjust this bottom lip because it just looks wrong, to be honest. And now at the time to make those changes when you see that. This should be a slightly more gradual slope here. Because as I have said several times and will continue to say, it is very important that you get the drawing portions as accurate as you can before you worry too much about the shading. Because once again, no matter how good your shading is, if the drawn portion is inaccurate, if the lines are not anywhere near where they belong, you cannot just fix it with shading. So I'm going to spend a little extra time making sure that I've gotten these lip lines in the correct spot. This is sort of the front of the lip, so this is like the bow of the lip here. And this one's not quite as high because of the angle of it. And then the tooth comes down just below that point. Kind of comes down a bit. And then starts to almost go over. Almost like it comes to a point there, but not quite. And then that lower lip comes out here. And then these two lines, which are essentially just like the inside of the mouth, are directly under this line. So we want to make sure that ours are as well. Then there is see. Sorry, I just started a sentence and did not finish it. I was going to say that there is sort of a straight-ish line here, not completely straight, and then there is a little line here for that shadow area. So that might be the first step of one of those open mouths, the one that is in the 3/4 view, and it took me a solid 5 minutes just to get the line work there. So do not fret, do not rush, do not panic if you feel like the lines are taking you longer than they should. Especially at this point, they probably will, and that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and move down to step 2, which essentially is just a little bit more line work on the inside there so that I can start to see where the teeth go. And I'm going to actually start with my gum here. There's just a wee little triangle. And you see more of the next one. And then they do start to get a little closer together. They go back toward the sides. And then the same thing over here. We're going to see just a little triangle here. And then a slightly larger one closer together. So that might be sort of the gum line at the top of that lip. I know it looks weird at this point. And then I'm going to go ahead and adjust the bottom portion of that line to show where the actual teeth go. Paying attention to where they are at the gum line. Because if my teeth don't line up, then it certainly is not going to work out. But I do know also that I am drawing lightly enough that if I need to erase things, I can. So that might be the upper teeth. There are no lower teeth in this one, simply because people's lower lips, when their mouth is open, typically covers the whole lower set of teeth. So now I'm ready to go ahead and start into my shading on this one. And quite frankly, because I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to mess it up with the shading, I'm going to do that in a separate video so that I'll be able to post it separately if I need to post the line work and the shading work separate.